Listen to me. Your dreams are worth it. I said what I said. Your dreams are worth the fight, the pain, the sacrifice, and the grind. But the real question isn't whether your dreams are worth it. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? You see, everybody wants to dream, but not everybody wants to work. Everybody wants to be successful, but not everybody wants to sacrifice. You can't have the dream and stay the same. You can't want the throne, but avoid the battlefield. It doesn't work like that. I remember when I was homeless, eating out of trash can. No father in my life, no money, no direction. But I had a dream. Listen to me closely. I didn't wait for somebody to hand it to me. I chased it like my life depended on it. Because it did. Your dreams are screaming for you. So screaming for you. But are you listening? Or are you letting fear, laziness, doubt, and excuses drown them out? Stop playing small. Stop shrinking your dream to fit your current reality. Start expanding your mindset to match your vision. Greatness is inside you, but greatness doesn't come without pain. You've got to be willing to suffer now so you can live how you want later. Your dream is not just about you. It's about your legacy, your family, your future, your purpose. You don't just owe it to yourself. You owe it to the world fully to be the version of you that was born to win. So wake up every day and tell yourself, my dream is worth it, and I'm going to work like it. And when life hits you, and it will, you don't quit. You don't back down. You look life down. You look like my dream. Your dream is valid no matter how big or small. But don't let anybody talk you out of what you feel in your soul. I don't care if your dream is to be a doctor, a teacher, a CEO, a painter, a chef, or the first in your family to graduate. If it was born in your heart, it belongs to you. Too many people walk around carrying dreams they buried because somebody told them it wasn't realistic, or because they failed once and believed the lie that it wasn't meant to be. That's not the truth. That's fear disguising itself as logic. Let me break this down for you. The moment you see something in your mind, a future that looks different from where you are now, that's not an accident. That's purpose trying to speak to you. That's your calling whispering, come find me. It doesn't matter if no one in your neighborhood ever made it out. It doesn't matter if your bank account says zero. It doesn't matter if you dropped out, if you got fired, if you failed 100 times. That dream is still yours. It still matters. It still counts. And it's still possible. I remember being homeless. I remember having nothing. People looked at me like I wasn't going to be anything. Teachers told me I was wasting time. People laughed at me when I said I wanted to inspire others. They told me to get a real job. They said motivational speaking was a fantasy. But let me tell you something. Their opinion did matter. Because I had a vision, and that vision was real to me. I saw myself on stages. I saw myself changing lives. I saw myself making a difference. I didn't need a crowd to believe it. I just needed to believe it for myself. Your dream doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. You don't need permission to chase it. You don't need approval to start. All you need is belief. Belief is the first currency you use when you're broke. Before you have the resources, before you have the connections, before you have the opportunity, all you have is belief. And if you nurture that belief, if you protect it like it's your lifeline, it will carry you through the storm. But don't get it twisted. Belief without action is just a wish. You have to be willing to move like your dream is already on its way. You have to put in the work even when the results haven't shown up yet. That's how you prove your dream is worth it. That's how you prove you're worth it. You show up even when nobody claps for you. You grind even when nobody is watching. You stay faithful to the process even when the progress feels slow. Some people will tell you your dream is too small. Others will say it's too big. Some will say it's impossible. Impossible. Some will try to push their dream onto you. But remember this. Your dream was given to you, not to them. It was downloaded into your spirit, not theirs. They don't have to get it. They don't have to see it. They don't have to support it. But you have to honor it. You have to protect it. You have to water it like a seed every single day. There's something inside of you that the world needs. And your dream is the key to unlocking that gift. When you deny your dream, you deny someone else's breakthrough. You never know who's waiting on your story, your success, your strength. You don't know who's going to look at your life and say, oh, because they did it, I can too. That's why you can't let it go. That's why you gotta keep pushing. Even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when it feels like nothing's working. Let me tell you something real. Some of the people closest to you will doubt you. Some of the people who love you won't understand why you're chasing something that doesn't guarantee money or comfort or status. But don't hold it against them. It's not their job to see your vision. It's your job to show them what it looks like when it becomes real. Let your execution silence their doubts. Let your commitment speak louder than their criticism. I need you to stop thinking your dream is too far out of reach. It's not. It's just waiting for you to become the version of yourself that's ready to receive it. That dream is waiting for you to level up, waiting for you to lock in, waiting for you to stop making excuses. So what are you going to do? You going to keep doubting it? Or are you finally going to act like it matters? Are you finally going to fight for it like it's your birthright? Because it is. You weren't made to just survive. You weren't made to just clock in and clock out, pay bills and die. You were made to build, to create, to contribute something that only you can give. And that dream of yours, that's the map, that's the clue, that's the signal telling you where your greatness lives. So, whatever it is, no matter how long you've waited, no matter how far you feel by, no matter what the world says, your dream is still valid. And if it's valid, then it's worth chasing. We're sacrificing for. It's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting for. And it's worth living for. Dreams require sacrifice, discipline, and effort, not just hope. Too many people want the glory, but don't want the grind. They want the spotlight, but they don't want the shadow work. They want the reward, but not the responsibility. Listen to me. Hope is not a strategy. Hope without hustle is just a fantasy. You can dream all you want, but if you don't wake up and get after it, it will die inside your mind and never live in the world. People say, I wish I could live my dream, but they don't understand that dream's cost. Every dream you have comes with a price tag. And the higher the dream, the more it's going to cost. It's going to cost time. It's going to cost sleep. It's going to cost comfort. It's going to cost relationships. It might cost you some friends. It might cost you your weekends. It might cost you your pride. But let me tell you something, it's worth it. If it's your dream, then you've got to be willing to pay full price. Not a discount, not a layaway plan. Full price. Discipline is the down payment on your dream. People think discipline is punishment. No, discipline is freedom. Discipline says, I'm going to show up whether I feel like it or not. Discipline says, I'm going to say no to distractions so I can say yes to destiny. Discipline says, I'm going to outwork everybody because I refuse to go to the grave with potential still inside me. See, you don't get your dream on your schedule. You get it on discipline. And effort, let's talk about effort. You don't get to casually approach greatness. You can't whisper to your dreams. You got to scream at them. You got to knock the door out the hinges. You got to make effort your lifestyle, not your occasional move when motivation hits. Motivation is cute, but it fades. Effort is commitment in motion. You can't fake effort. You can't talk effort. You can't Instagram or tweet effort. You either or you don't. Everybody wants results, but very few are willing to do what's required. Some of you are waiting for the perfect time. Let me break your bubble. There's no perfect time. The perfect time is when you decide that enough is enough is enough. The perfect time is when you get sick and tired of watching other people live the life you were born to live. The perfect time is when you wake up and say, this is the year. This is the season. This is my moment. And I'm going to go all in. Let me tell you what sacrifice looks like. Sacrifice looks like getting up at 4 a.m. while the world sleeps. Sacrifice looks like missing party, staying home, studying when everyone else is out. Sacrifice is working that job you hate so you can fund the dream you love. Sacrifice is saying no to temporary pleasures so you can say yes to permanent progress. It's staying in the gym when you're tired. It's writing one more page when your brain is fried. It's practicing when nobody's clapping. It's showing up for yourself when nobody else does. You think I wanted to be homeless. You think I enjoy eating out of trash cans. I didn't choose that pain, but I chose not to let that pain define me. I chose to turn that struggle into fuel. I chose to sacrifice comfort so I could grow. And every time life hit me, I hit back harder. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with discipline, with action. with laser focus on my goal. That's the kind of energy your dream demands. Your dream is not cheap. So why are you treating it like it is? Why are you putting in part-time effort and expecting full-time results? Why are you hoping when you should be hustling? Hope opens the door, but it's your work ethic that walks you through it. Hope can light the fire, but only sacrifice and discipline keep it burning. So if you really want that dream, really want it, you gotta be willing to trade who you are for who you can become. You got to say no to old habits, no to old excuses, no to old thinking. You gotta build routines, build structure, build yourself. Because your dream is not just waiting. It's testing you. It's saying, are you really about this life or are you just pretending? And every day you wake up and do the work, you answer that question loud and clear. Don't just want the dream, earn it. Don't just talk about it, work for it. Don't just dream it, discipline it into existence. Because when you combine your dream with sacrifice, discipline, and relentless effort, there's nothing this world can do to stop you. Not fear, not failure, not rejection, not even time. That's when a dream stops being a dream and becomes your reality. You must believe in your dream even when no one else does. I'm talking about real belief, not the kind that shows up when everything is going right, but the kind that shows up when nothing's working, when people are walking away, when the door gets slammed in your face. That kind of belief isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the silence. Yeah. It's built in the struggle. It's built when you're all alone and still choosing to move forward. See, people aren't always going to see what you see. And that's okay. Your dream wasn't sent to them. It was sent to you. It wasn't downloaded into their heart. It was planted in yours. So stop waiting for people to clap for something they can't comprehend. Stop asking small minds to validate your big vision. It's not their job to believe in you. It's your job to believe in you. I remember when I first started speaking, people laughed at me. I wasn't polished. I didn't have the looks. I didn't have the platform. I didn't even have a place to live. I had people telling me to give up, to be realistic, to do something else. Not because I was stubborn, but because I was convicted. I had a dream that was louder than their doubt. And I chose to trust what I saw in my mind over what I saw in my environment. I chose to walk by faith, not by sight. Let me break this down for you. Belief is the foundation. You can't build anything lasting without it. Talent is nice. Resources are helpful. But without belief, all of it crumbles the moment pressure shows up. Belief is what keeps you in the game when the scoreboard says you're losing. Belief is what makes you try again after failure knocked the wind out of you. Belief is what makes you show up on day 1,000 like you did on day one. And the truth is, there are going to be seasons where nobody claps. Nobody sees your effort. Nobody gets your vision. In fact, some people will doubt you just because your dream reminds them of the one they gave up on. Some people will criticize you because your courage exposes their fear. Don't let their disbelief become your limitation. You got to be so locked in on your purpose that their opinions can't your direction. Belief means betting on yourself, even when it feels risky, even when there's no guarantee, even when you failed before, especially then, because belief is a muscle. And every time you choose to keep going, every time you get back up, every time you try again, you're strengthening it. You're building something inside you that can't be shaken by circumstances. You gotta believe in yourself so strongly that quitting doesn't even feel like an option. You gotta see your dream in your mind so clearly that it feels real, even if nothing around you looks like it yet. I'm talking about looking at your situation and still saying, well, I got this. I'm talking about getting told a no and still saying next. I'm talking about knowing that what's inside you is greater than what's against you. People might not support you in the beginning. They might doubt you, laugh at you, ignore you. But let me tell you what happens when you keep showing up. They start watching. They start watching. They start wondering. They start asking how you did it. But by then, you're already walking in the vision they said was impossible. That's the power of belief. It turns doubters into witnesses. You've got to stop living for applause and start living for alignment. Your alignment with your purpose is more important than their approval. Their applause can fade, their support can switch. But your belief that stays with you, that's the engine. That's what drives the late nights, the early morning, the lonely hours, the hard work nobody sees. That's what separates those who wish from those who win. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying, Sarah, because if you don't believe in your dream, why should anyone else? If you don't take yourself seriously, why would the world? You teach people how to treat your vision by how you treat your vision by how you treat it. You set the tone. So protect your dream. Defend your dream. Nurture your dream like it's the most important thing in the world. Because it is. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need you. You just need one person, fully committed, fully locked in, fully all in. And that's you. When you show up with that kind of belief, the world has no choice but to make room for your dream. Obstacles will come, but your vision must be stronger than your fear. That's the test. That's the game. That's the difference between those who dream and those who do. It's not about avoiding problems. It's about facing them with a level of vision so sharp, so deep, so focused, that even when the storm hits, you don't lose your direction. You bend, but you don't break. You adjust, but you don't quit. Let me be clear. Fear is natural. It's real. We all feel it. You're going to feel fear when you take a risk, when you step into the unknown, when you try something bigger than anything you've done before. But fear is not the enemy. Fear becomes the enemy when you let it take control of your decisions, when you let it silence your dream, when you let it tell you you're not ready, or you're not good enough, or what if you fail? But vision is power. Vision sees past fear. Vision says, I might not know how it's going to happen, but I know why it has to happen. Vision gives you something to aim for, something to fight for, something to keep your eyes on when everything around you is falling apart. When you got vision, you got direction. And when you got direction, you got discipline. And when you got discipline, fear can't hold you. Setbacks can't stop you. I remember times in my life when fear tried to shut me down, when I was living in abandoned buildings, when I had no money, no job, no degree, just pain. And pain whispers lies. Pain tells you to give up. Pain tells you it's not worth it. But I had a vision, and that vision spoke louder than the fear. The vision of becoming something more. The vision of helping people who felt like I felt. The vision of breaking the cycle, of creating a legacy. That vision gave me strength when I had nothing else. I didn't let fear have the final word. The vision did. You got to ask yourself, what's louder in your life, your fears or your future? Are you living based on what scares you or what drives you? Because whatever you focus on grows. If you feed your fears, they'll take over. But if you feed your vision, it'll pull you through every obstacle, every setback, every failure. You've got to be so obsessed with your dream that fear doesn't have room to breathe. When you wake up in the morning, don't give fear time to speak. Speak your vision out loud. Write it down. See it in your mind before you see it in reality. And when the challenges come, and they will, remember, this is not the end. This is the middle. The vision is still alive. It's still possible. The obstacles aren't the enemy. They're part of the process. Every person who ever did anything great ran into resistance. Every successful story you've ever heard had moments of deep fear, deep doubt, deep pain. Pain. But they kept going because they had vision. They kept going because they had a reason bigger than the risk. That's what you need. You need a reason that's bigger than your fear. You need a future that's more real to you than your past. You need to see something greater so you don't get stuck in what's temporary. Fear is going to try to convince you to settle. It's going to tell you to shrink. It's going to tell you to wait. But listen to me. Don't wait for the fear to go away. It might not. Move anyway. Move while you're scared. Move while you're unsure. Move while your hands are shaking and your voice is trembling. Because the vision will give you the courage that fear tries to steal. Obstacles aren't signs that you're off track. They're signs that you're getting closer. Every level comes with new pressure. Every step forward comes with resistance. That's how growth works. That's how strength is built. And you don't grow by running from problems. You grow by facing them with purpose, with faith, with vision. So when you hit that wall, when you get the rejection, when you fail the test, when they walk away, when you don't know what to do next, stop, breathe, and remember the vision. Remember why you started. Remember who you're doing it for. Remember what's at stake. That vision has to be burned into your spirit so deep that nothing on the outside can shake it. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well. But the real champions, the ones who win, are the ones who keep going when it's hard, who keep believing when it looks impossible, who keep seeing the dream even when the world says it's done. That's not just vision. That's unshakable purpose. That's unbreakable purpose. That's unbreakable faith. Obstacles are gonna come. But your vision has to be stronger. Your purpose has to be louder. Your faith has to be deeper. And when it is, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you from becoming everything you were born to be. You can't have the dream in the comfort zone. Choose one. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. Everybody wants success, but not everybody wants to sacrifice. Everybody wants to shine, but they don't want to grind. To grind, they want to keep their habits, their routines, their comfort, and still get the crown. Doesn't work like that. You don't grow in comfort. You don't grow in comfort. You don't rise while standing still. You cannot elevate and stay safe at the same time. The dream demands change. The dream demands a version of you that doesn't exist yet, and that version doesn't live in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is where average lives. It's where excuses live. It's where fear disguises itself as logic. It's where you talk a lot about what you're going to do, but never actually do it. And every minute you spend in that space, you're delaying the life you were born to live. Let me break this down for you. The comfort zone is not just about staying physically safe. It's about staying mentally stuck. It's waking up doing the same thing over and over, knowing it's not getting you any closer to your purpose, but doing it anyway. Because it's easy, because it doesn't hurt, because it doesn't demand anything from you. But dreams require pain. They require pressure. They require stretch. You gotta make a choice every day. The choice between what's comfortable and what's necessary. Do you sleep in or do you rise early and put in the work? Do you hang with people who are just like you or do you get around those who challenge you? Do you do what feels good or do you do what produces results? Your future depends on that choice. Let me tell you what I had to do. I had to give up comfort to step into calling. I had to give up friends who wanted to chill while I wanted to build. I had to give up sleep. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up my excuses. And none of that felt good at the time. It hurt. It was lonely. It was hard. But you know what? It was worth it. Because my dream was never gonna fit into my comfort zone. Some of you are trying to drag your dream into a space that was never meant to hold it. You're trying to do great things with small habits. You're trying to break generational curses with a lazy mindset. You're trying to win big while living soft. It doesn't work like that. Greatness has a cost. And the first thing it costs is comfort. So if you're serious about that dream, ask yourself, what are you willing to give up? Are you willing to trade your pride for progress? Your excuses for execution? Your distractions for discipline? Because the minute you do, the game changes. The minute you step outside of that zone, the one that feels safe but keeps you stuck, you give your dream room to breathe. You give your potential space to expand. Let me make this real. You can't have a six-pack and eat pizza every night. You can't build an empire watching Netflix every day. You can't create generational wealth spending money like you've already made it. There's a contradiction between comfort and calling. And until you pick one, you'll keep spinning in circles. Tired, frustrated, blaming everything except the one thing that's holding you back. The comfort you refuse to let go of. Your future is waiting on the other side of discomfort. Your next level is hiding behind that fear you keep avoiding. Your dream is tied to the work you haven't done yet. Because the real growth doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens when it's hard and you show up anyway. When you step into the unknown, when you do it afraid, when you keep going even when it doesn't feel good, even when you're unsure, even when it hurts. And here's the secret. The comfort zone doesn't just steal your dream. It steals your time, your energy, your joy, and your potential. You start settling. You start playing small. You start telling yourself, oh, maybe this is good enough. But deep down, you know it's not. Deep down, something inside you is still restless, still hungry, still pushing. Because greatness never feels at home in mediocrity. You can't keep both. You can't live in your comfort zone and expect to hold your dream in the same hand. One has to go. So what's it going to be? Comfort or calling, excuses or execution, safety or purpose. You can't have both. You've got to choose. And if you choose the dream, really choose it, then be ready to leave the comfort zone behind. For good. Because your dream doesn't live there. Your purpose doesn't live there. And your greatness will never grow there. Your pain has a purpose. Use it as fuel, not a crutch. I know you've been through things. I know life hasn't been easy. You've taken some hits. You've been hurt, betrayed, rejected, broken. Maybe you came from nothing. Maybe you lost someone. Maybe you failed so hard it felt like you couldn't get back up. But I need you to understand something. None of that was wasted. None of that pain was random. It was shaping you, breaking you open, not to destroy you, but to prepare you for purpose. You either let that pain break you or build you. Most people want the dream, but not the suffering. They want to skip the pain and go straight to the promise. But listen to me, pain is part of the process. Pain is not punishment. It's preparation. It's not the end. It's the beginning. That pain you feel, that's life's way of handing you a weapon. That's pressure turning you into a diamond. That's heat turning you into steel. But you got to decide what to do with it. You can let it paralyze you, or you can let it power you. Some of you are using your pain as an excuse. You say, I can't succeed because I've been through too much. So I've been through more than most people. You think your pain disqualifies you, but your pain is actually what gives you power. That's your advantage. That's your story. That's your edge. Nobody else has your pain. Nobody else has your scars. And if you stop running from them and start using them, they'll open doors no degree ever could. I didn't grow up with success. I didn't come from wealth. I was homeless. I was angry. I was lost. But I turned that pain into purpose. Now, I let it fuel me. When I was tired, I remembered what it felt like to sleep on the floor. When I wanted to quit, I remembered the pain of having nothing, of being invisible. That pain kept me going when motivation faded. That pain became my push. Let me be real. You don't need more motivation. You need to stop avoiding your pain. Sit with it, own it, learn from it. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? How can I use this? Because buried inside every painful moment is a lesson, a gift, a strength. If you ignore it, you miss it. If you face it, you grow from it. And once you grow from it, you can build with it. You can inspire others with it. You can rise with it. Too many people wait for life to be easy before they go all in. But easy doesn't make you great. Adversity does. Struggle does. Pain does. The dream doesn't care how you feel. It cares how you respond. You got to stop looking at your pain like a prison and start seeing it as a platform. That pain didn't come to trap you. It came to train you. Every setback, every loss, every tear was training for your next level. You think the champions got where they are without pain. You think the legends walked a smooth road. No, they had setbacks, they had failures, they had wounds. But they made a decision. The pain was going to push them forward, not hold them back. You've got to make the same decision. You've got to tell yourself, if this pain would not be wasted, this pain will not break me. This pain is going to build me. If you want to be great, you have to stop running from hard things. You have to face the fire. You have to be willing to go through it. Because the deeper the pain, the deeper the power, the harder the struggle, the greater the story. The more hurt, the more it will help someone else one day. But first, you got to flip the switch. Flip the narrative. Stop saying, this happened to me. Start saying, this happened for me. That shift changes everything. It gives your pain a purpose. It gives your suffering meaning. And it gives you power over it. Because you're not the victim, you're the victor. Now you're not wounded. You're weaponized. Now you're not broken. You're built. And every time you use that pain to keep going, you take back control of your life. So go ahead, feel it. Don't numb it. Don't hide it. Don't bury it. But don't live it either. Don't set up camp in your hurt. Use it to build something better. Use it to push harder. Work longer. Focus deeper. Grow faster. Turn your pain into fuel and let it drive you straight into your dream. Because once you realize your pain has purpose, there's nothing that can stop you. Don't shrink your dream to fit your reality. Grow yourself to fit your dream. That's the mindset shift that changes the whole game. See, most people see where they are right now. Their job, their income, their surroundings, their skill level. And they adjust their dream to match that. They say, maybe I'll just settle for something smaller. No, stop right there. Don't you dare shrink that vision. Don't you water it down. If the dream came to you big, it's meant to stay big. But now you got to rise to meet it. Your current reality is not your final destination. It's your starting point. It doesn't define you. It doesn't limit you. It's just a place where your journey begins. But here's the issue. Most people use their environment, their education, or their experience as the measuring stick for what's possible. They look around instead of looking within. They let what they see determine what they believe. And that's why they never go further. Because they're always adjusting their dreams instead of adjusting themselves. Listen to me. It's not the dream that needs to change. It's you. You've got to develop the habits, build the mindset, acquire the skills, put in the hours, learn what you don't know, face what you fear. That's the work. That's the process. The dream is calling, but it's calling the version of you that's fully committed, fully locked in, fully grown. If you want to meet the dream, you've got to become the person who's ready for it. You don't get to live a big dream with small thinking. You don't get to build a massive legacy with minimal effort. You got to expand. You got to evolve. You got to stretch yourself in ways you've never stretched before. That means doing things that feel uncomfortable, saying no to distractions, surrounding yourself with people who make you level up, not stay stuck. You've got to look at your life and ask yourself, what am I doing today that's preparing me for what I want tomorrow? I remember when I started on this path, wasn't ready. I didn't speak the way I speak now. I didn't think the way I think now. I wasn't operating with the discipline I have now. I had to grow. I had to fight old habits, old fears, old doubts. But I refused to shrink my vision. I refused to lower my standard. I looked in the mirror and said, you've got to get better. You've got to go harder. You've got to elevate because the dream ain't coming down to your level. That's the mindset you need. Stop asking the dream to fit where you are. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop trying to find a version of success that doesn't cost you anything. That's not how it works. The dream is big because it's designed to pull something out of you that you didn't even know was there. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to stretch you. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's your comfort zone with fancy language. You've got to be okay with being uncomfortable. Growth isn't sexy. It's not glamorous. It's messy. It's painful. It's repetitive. You'll have days when it feels like nothing is working. You'll have moments when you want to give up. But those are the moments that are building you. That's when the transformation is happening. That's when you're shifting from who you were to who you're becoming. And that version, that's the version your dream is waiting on. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're growing. Every time you choose the hard path instead of the easy one, you're building capacity. Every time you learn, stretch, show up and stay locked in. Even when you don't feel like it, you're getting closer. And the more you grow, the more the dream becomes reachable. Not because it came down, but because you went up. So don't shrink your dream. Don't settle for less just because right now feels limited. Don't make the mistake of thinking your current situation is your ceiling. It's not. It's the ground. And the dream, that's the sky. You're not waiting on the dream. The dream is waiting on you to grow into it. And once you do, once you raise your standard, your energy, your discipline, your confidence, your grind, then and only then will the dream become your new reality. You owe it to yourself, your family, and your future to go after it. This dream you have, it's not just about you. That calling on your life isn't just for your comfort, it's for your contribution, your gifts, your talents, your vision. They weren't given to you to waste. They weren't given to you to sit on, to bury under fear and laziness. You owe it. You owe it to the little kid version of you that believed anything was possible. You owe it to your future self, the version of you that's waiting on the other side of your consistency and discipline. You owe it to every person depending on you to break the cycle, to change the story, to rewrite the legacy. This isn't a game. This isn't just about motivation or hype. This is about responsibility. You've got a dream, and that means you've got a duty to show up, a duty to work, a duty to become the best version of yourself, not just for the applause, but for the impact. Somebody out there is connected to your obedience. Somebody out there is waiting to hear your story. Somebody out there will never reach their potential if you don't step into yours. Some of you are living like your life belongs to just you. It doesn't. You think skipping the grind, skipping the work only affects you? No, it affects your family. It affects your kids. It affects the people watching you who don't even know you or even know you're their blueprint. When you stay stuck, when you play small, when you give up, you're not just quitting on yourself. You're quitting on everybody you were born to inspire. You think I do this for the money? For the fame? No, I do this because I remember what it felt like to be broken. I remember what it felt like to have nothing. And I promised myself if I ever got out, I was going to reach back and pull others with me. That's purpose. That's legacy. That's what makes the pain worth it. That's what makes the fight make sense. Make sense. Because it's not just about what I get. It's about what I give. You've got something special inside of you, but you keep hesitating. You keep waiting for the right time, the perfect situation. Listen to me, the clock is ticking. Every day you waste is a day somebody doesn't get the breakthrough they need. Every time you delay, the dream gets further away. It's not just your dream, it's the dream of your children, your community, your people. You owe them more. You owe yourself more. Stop walking around like your dream is optional. It's not. It's essential. It's urgent. It matters. You gotta stop treating your potential like a hobby. You gotta stop saying, well, I'll do it later. Later is killing more dreams than failure ever did. You gotta wake up and realize the opportunity in front of you. You gotta move like someone who understands what's at stake. When you go after your dream with everything you got, you give people permission to do the same. When you rise, you raise others. Estamos in. When you step into your greatness, it creates space for others to step into theirs. But if you stay silent, if you stay small, if you stay in fear, what message are you sending to the people who look up to you? What legacy are you leaving? It's time to stop playing around with your future. It's time to stop waiting for someone else to believe in you. It's time to stop hiding from your greatness. You were not born to be average. You were not born to survive. You were born to lead, to grow, to create, to inspire. But that only happens when you take responsibility. When you stop blaming your past. When you stop making excuses. When you say, oh, no more waiting. No more wishing. I owe it to them. I owe it to me. So go after it, not halfway, not when it's convenient, not when it feels good. Go after it like your life depends on it, because it does. Go after it like your legacy is on the line, because it is. Go after it like your family's freedom depends on your discipline, because that's the truth. You got too much in you, too much to give, too much to build. Too many people counting on you owe it. You owe it to every version of yourself that never gave up. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. I need you to hear me on this. The pain, the losses, the disappointments, they're not the end of your story. They're the beginning of a stronger, wiser, more focused you. See, too many people take failure as a sign to quit. They fall down and think that's the end. No. Failure is feedback. Pain is part of the process. Setbacks are the training ground for greatness. You don't grow when everything is going your way. You grow when everything is against you and you still move forward. You grow when you get knocked down 7 times, but you get back up 8. That's where the real you is forged. In the struggle, in the pressure, in the moments when nobody is watching, and you got every excuse to walk away, but you choose to stay in the fight. People think the dream is supposed to be smooth. They think just because it's in their heart, the path will be clear. That's a lie. If the road is too easy, you're probably not dreaming big enough. The real journey to your dream is full of roadblocks, detours, and punches to the guts. You will cry, you will lose, you will question yourself. But every one of those moments is part of the construction. They're shaping you, stretching you, teaching you how to rise. You look at people who've made it and think they never failed. What you don't see is the nights they cried themselves to sleep, the days they wanted to quit, the times they were broke, alone, and still had to show up like everything was okay. They didn't skip the pain. They survived it. They didn't avoid the struggle. They embraced it because they understood. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. You got to reframe the way you see obstacles. They're not walls. They're weights. And like in the gym, the more you lift, the stronger you get. Every time life hits you, you got a choice. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. And the only difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't, resilience. That's it. Not talent, not love, resilience. Your dream is gonna cost you something. It's going to cost time, energy, pride, sleep, comfort. But it will never cost you more than staying in the same place your whole life wondering what could have been. That's the real pride. Living with regret because you gave up too soon. Letting your fears write the final chapter instead of your faith. Don't you let the pain stop you. Let it propel you. There were moments I thought I was finished, homeless, hungry, hopeless, but I kept going. Not because it was easy, it wasn't, but because I believed that where I was wasn't where I had to stay. I believed that every tear had a purpose, that every no was bringing me closer to a yes, that every failure was part of my training. And I was right. Stone, you will fall. You will fail. You will feel broken. But you are not defeated unless you stay down. You are not done unless you quit. You are not weak because you struggle. You are strong because you keep going. Every time you rise again, you become more dangerous, more focused, more unshakable. And eventually, the world has to respect what didn't break you. So stop trying to avoid the struggle. Embrace it, learn from it, use it. Let it remind you that your dream is real. Because anything worth having isn't handed to you. It's earned. And when you finally get there, when you taste the victory that comes after the fight, it's sweeter than anything you've ever imagined. Not just because you got it, but because of what it took to get there. The setbacks didn't stop you. They shaped you. Excuses don't build dreams. Excuses destroy them. Every time you make an excuse, you hand your power away. You tell yourself, I can't. You tell your dream, oh wait. You tell your potential, or not now. And every time you do that, you dig your dream's grave just a little bit deeper. Excuses are the lies we tell ourselves when we're scared to do the work. Excuses are comfort in disguise. They feel good in the moment, but they kill you in the long run. Let me tell you something. You can't have your excuse and your dream at the same time. You've got to pick one. You can't say, I want it, and then keep falling back on, I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I've been through too much. So what? So has everybody else who ever made it. The successful ones didn't have less pain. They had less excuse. They refused to be controlled by circumstance. They refused to be owned by fear. They got up and they did the work anyway. You keep talking about what you want, but your actions scream what you actually believe. If you really wanted it, you'd be up earlier. You'd stay up later. You grind harder. You'd stop looking for a shortcut and start living like there isn't one. I hear people say all the time, I would be great if I didn't have kids. If I didn't have kids, if I didn't have bills, if I had more support, if I had more time. No, you'd be great if you got rid of the excuses and made a decision, a real decision. A decision to go all and no matter what. Because when you want to win, you don't care what's in the way. You move it. You don't wait for the perfect time. You create it. You don't sit around hoping for motivation. You build discipline. Motivation fades. Energy runs out. But excuses multiply when you feed them. You give them space. They'll take over your entire mindset. And once your mindset is full of excuses, there's no room left for greatness. No one was coming to save me. No one was going to do it for me. If I wanted it, I had to go get it. And I couldn't afford to make excuses. I couldn't afford to waste time blaming people, blaming the past, blaming my situation. My future was waiting on me, but I had to stop feeling sorry for myself long enough to reach it. You want to make something happen in your life? Get serious about eliminating excuses. Take ownership. Own your story, your pain, your struggle. Own the fact that it's been hard. But then make the decision to rise above it, because your excuses might be valid, but they're still useless. They don't move you forward. They don't get you closer. They just justify staying stuck. And I promise you, if you keep making excuses, you'll stay exactly where you are. You've got to develop a zero excuse mentality. That means when the alarm clock goes off and you don't feel like getting up, too bad. Get up anyway. When your plan falls apart, rebuild it. When people don't believe in you, prove them wrong. When life gets heavy, carry it anyway. When you feel broken, keep moving. Excuses don't care about your future, but you should. Do you want to look back 5 years from now and realize you're still in the same place? Still talking about what you could have done? Or do you want to look back and say, I did it. I overcame. I fought. I didn't let anything stop me. The only thing standing between you and your dream is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it. Change the story. Change the outcome. You got everything you need to get started right now. Not tomorrow, not next month. Right now, next month, right now. But the first step is killing the excuses, because every excuse you let live, your dream dies a little more. Stop keeping score of everything working against you. Start counting everything you've got going for you. Start showing up with fire, with discipline, with faith. Whoa, start pushing back against that voice in your head that keeps trying to protect your comfort zone. Because your comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Success is not about luck. It's not about who your parents are, where you were born, or who you know. Success belongs to the committed. You hear me? The people who refuse to quit. The ones who show up every single day, tired, broke, discouraged, doubting, but they show up anyway. That's what separates winners from wishers. It's not talent. It's not privilege. It's commitment. There are a lot of talented people out here who never made it. Not because they weren't gifted, but because they weren't consistent. They didn't stay in the game long enough. They didn't push through the boring, the painful, the lonely. They got excited, but they didn't stay committed. You can have all the skill in the world, but if you don't have commitment, you'll never finish where you started. Commitment means doing it when you don't feel like it. It means showing up when the motivation is gone, when the audience disappeared, when no one's clapping for you, you still show up. Commitment is grinding when it's not glamorous. It's believing when nobody else does. It's trusting the process even when the results haven't come yet. Commitment is not a mood, it's a mindset. You don't get to say you want the dream and then dip out when it gets hard. Everybody wants the prize, but nobody wants to go through the process. Everybody wants the championship, but nobody wants two-a-days, sore muscles, early mornings, late nights. You say you want to win, but do you want it bad enough to bleed for it? To sacrifice for it? Because that's what commitment is. It's sacrifice with purpose. Let me ask you something. How bad do you want it? Are you willing to stay up when your friends are sleeping? Are you willing to say a no to fun now so you can say yes or to freedom later? Are you willing to keep going when the door slams in your face for the 10th time? Because most people quit when it gets uncomfortable. But the committed, they push harder when it hurts. They train harder when they lose. They don't back down. They lock in. I hear people say they're interested. Success, interested. This ain't a hobby. Dreams don't happen on interest. They happen on interest. They happen on obsession with improvement. Obsession with discipline. Obsession with the mission. You can't be kind of in. You gotta be all in. The dream has to be non-negotiable. You gotta want it so bad that not showing up is not even an option. I wasn't the smartest. I didn't come from money. I didn't have all the advantages, but I had heart. I had grind. I had commitment. I said I was going to make it out, and I meant it. I didn't care how long it took. I didn't care how much it cost me. I was committed. And because of that commitment, I went from homeless to PhD, from the streets to the stage, from the bottom to the top. That's what commitment does. It transforms you. You want to see results? Stop being emotional and stop being committed. Don't wait until you feel like it. Don't wait until it's convenient. Commit and then do the work. Day in and day out. No matter what's going around you. No matter how tired you are. No matter who supports you or doesn't. You show up. You execute. You stay focused because you're not chasing a dream. You're claiming what's already yours. And the moment you get committed, I mean truly committed, you'll stop playing games with your destiny. You'll stop making excuses. You'll stop comparing yourself. You'll get tunnel vision and you'll grind like your life depends on it because it does. That's when the shift happens. That's when things start moving. That's when the doors open. Not because you got lucky, but because you earned it. Because success always bows to the committed. Your dream is worth every failure. It's worth every lonely night. It's worth every sacrifice, every moment of doubt, every time you fell and got back up again. Don't ever let anybody talk you out of it. Not even the voice inside your head. You've got to lock in and remind yourself every single day. This dream means something. It's not just something I want. It's something I want. It's something I need. It's who I am. This isn't about fantasy. This is about purpose. This is about showing the world what happens when a human being refuses to quit. This is about rising above your circumstances, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Your dream is the fire that keeps your spirit alive. It's the vision that keeps you moving when everything around you says to stop. It's your future calling out to you, asking if you're brave enough to answer. I know you've been through a lot. I know you failed. I know you've made mistakes. But I'm telling you, don't you dare give up on your dream. I don't care how many times you've been rejected, how long it's taken, how far behind you feel. That dream you have in your heart is there for a reason. It's part of your assignment. And if you walk away from it, you're not just walking away from a goal. You're walking away from the version of you that you were meant to become. People will doubt you. Life will test you. You'll get tired, discouraged, beat up by the process. But if you push through all of that, if you decide to fight for it anyway, you will see that everything you went through was shaping you. Every storm was building your character. Every closed door was redirecting you to something better. Every setback was preparing your mindset for the next level. It all mattered. It was never random. It was part of the preparation for something greater than you could imagine. You don't become great by quitting. You don't become great by only working when it feels good. You become great when you keep going. It hurts. When you keep believing it, even when it doesn't make sense. When you stay loyal to your dream, even when everything around you looks like it's falling apart. That's when the breakthrough happens. In the dark, in the silence, in the struggle. You gotta be willing to keep digging when everyone else walks away from the mine. Because buried in that pain is your purpose. Buried in that hardship is your greatness. Your dream is worth protecting. People won't understand your vision, and that's okay. It wasn't given to them. It was given to you. So stop looking for approval. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is today. Make the decision right here, right now, that you will not waste another minute doubting your gift. The only thing more painful than chasing your dream is living the rest of your life wondering, what if I had? You have greatness inside you. You were built for more. But you've got to believe it before anyone else does. You got to commit before the success shows up. You've got to move like you've already won. Because your dream is not just possible, it's inevitable if you refuse to give up. That's the key. That's the price. Relentless pursuit, nonstop faith will be daily effort. The kind of effort that said, I'll either succeed or die trying, but I will not quit. This is your time. This is your moment. You don't need a million followers or a perfect plan. You need heart. You need focus. You need a reason that's bigger than your excuses. And if you got that, if you've got the courage to say, no matter what, I'm going to finish what I started, then you've already won. You just haven't caught up to the result yet. Your dream is worth it, period. Now go fight for it like your life depends on it, because in every way that matters, it absolutely does.